back to another episode of Popcorn Heroes.
Yeah.
And today we're going to review 1917.
Yeah.
With me, as always, is Pedro.
Hello.
The Black Dragon, Mike.
Why does it always gotta be black something? Am I being typecast?
Oh, shit.
The Black Dynamite, the Black Panther, the Black Mamba,
What are you getting at here?
the Black Lightning. Damn, there's a lot of fucking superheroes.
All right, Mike, what do you prefer as a
so
nickname?
typical.
You're Black Goliath.
You don't hear a white Spider-Man, a white Superman, a white Captain America.
You do hear White Panther though.
You hear white supremacy a lot, too.
But I gotta be black everything.
Yeah, black, you know? It's the new...
It's the new what?
It's
I'm waiting for this one.
it's the new thing, bro. It's in.
No, it's not in.
Black Power. I mean, come on.
Yeah, Black Power is all good. Yeah.
Nah, it's all good.
Black Love.
Have you been watching the news? It's not all good.
So what's your nickname then?
When I think of it, you'll be the first to know.
You like Back for the First Time?
Oh, I do like Back for the
Nigga, you've been back for a while already.
Back for the first time.
Yeah, Back for the First Time works. Let's stick with that one.
All right. Back for the First Time, Mike.
Hey.
B.
All right,
I don't
guys.
need any ad-libs.
We're gonna throw the page for the premise.
All right. The premise of 1917 is.
Did we even say? You said what we're doing?
Yeah, he said reviewing 1917.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe I was too lost.
So
with
1917 is a movie that takes place in 1917,
Shit.
coincidentally, during World War I, and it follows these British soldiers trying to get a very important message to the other side of the battlefield, and they don't have much time. So this entire movie is them working their way to it, and the camera does not cut, so you get to see everything. So, yeah, that's about it.
All right. Very good. Very good.
It's very exciting.
Pedro, let's give us your review. 1 out of 5. What do you think?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. 4.5 out of 5. I really, really liked it. It was definitely one of my top 3 of the year.
The year just started. That doesn't count.
Top 3 of last year, because this is a 2019 movie. It came out in December, technically. And it's up for the Oscars, so it's definitely a 2019 movie. Yes, definitely one of the best movies of the year, of last year, without a doubt. It just felt... I felt like I was in there. It was just the way it was filmed. You feel like you're constantly there. You're nervous. You don't know what's going on. You're scared for them. I don't know. It just felt, like I said, it felt like I was there. It was filmed amazingly. And yeah, it was exciting. There's not much to say without getting into the actual shit of it. But.
That's true. Mike, 1 out of 5. What'd you give it?
I think I'm gonna agree with Pedro. 4.5. It was a really, really, really good movie. I haven't watched war movies in a long time because they all tend to suck.
Yeah. Lately, I guess since Saving Private Ryan, I would even say.
Yeah, years. So this is probably one of the best war movies I've ever seen. Like Pedro said, I'm also like a sucker for the one take magic or whatever. So just following them, it really feels like, because even like when they're walking and just having these conversations, it just feels like you're with them for the entire mission. Yeah, it was pretty good. I'm trying to think of anything else without spoiling it. Nah, it was really good.
Yeah. The same, man. I give it a 4 out of 5.
You had to drop that 0.5.
Yeah, I had to drop it.
You just had to.
I really liked it, honestly. I really liked it. The way it's filmed, it's like...
So you like Bad Boys better than this? Good job.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Bad Boys for life. That's a different review. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I felt like the way it's filmed was like a masterclass in filmmaking. I felt like the acting was really good. Like it felt like they were fucking like brothers, and like, you know, like they were just bound together and like they were gonna just see it through. Even some of like the banter they had like in between like going there was like very like
natural,
very natural, and it showed like that these are young men.
Yeah,
like,
the innocence of it.
Yeah, in the heart of a battlefield.
That's
like,
what I like, that they weren't like these hardened vets that, you know, had been
like
they knew
bloodthirsty.
everything. Yeah.
and
They didn't want to be a part of this, really.
yeah, they wanted no smoke. They were just like, yeah, and
Like,
so
fuck, we got to do this shit.
yeah, and I guess, and that's what I really liked about it. It was like, And I feel like that is like watching the movie. I've never been in war, but I would feel like that is the
How most people will feel.
how most people feel like, fuck, I gotta do this because this is like my job or something, basically.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, I want to be out here killing people just to kill people. Yeah, and I felt like it was just great, like overall the way it was filmed, amazing movie. That's it, yeah. So, guys, we just jump into our spoilers now. If you haven't watched the movie, go check it out.
But as you can see, we all three of us highly recommend it. So
Absolutely.
give it a watch and then come back.
Yeah, for sure. All right, spoilers ahead.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
All right.
I'm not gonna do the usual. We jump into that one scene. We're not gonna do that.
You're not gonna. I was waiting for it right there.
I don't know what scene you want to jump into, but I do want to say that. So the director, Sam Mendes, he did Skyfall, which you can tell that
shit.
like the shots are just amazing because the shots in Skyfall were
Yeah,
amazing.
he's really good then.
Yeah. And so his grandpa fought in World War One, and he said that it would tell him like all kinds of stories, like just random stories about it. So he pretty much like accumulated all these stories, and he kind of made this movie
One movie.
based on it. And one of the stories, which I thought was really funny in the movie, was the one of the like the wife gave the guy like the gel, and I think it was made out of honey or something like that.
Yeah.
It's made out of some type of food that attracted the rats, and then the rats chewed on his ear.
That's the story he was telling the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they chewed on his ear, and then he lied and said that he got it from like shrapnel or whatever. That was like one of the stories that his grandpa would tell him, like, oh, there's this guy with his ear chewed off. He totally got it from a rat or whatever. So it was just like shit like that that really made it feel real, made it feel like everyone here is like,
Yeah.
They lived
Like,
in this world.
yeah. So it was I don't know if authentic's the right word to say, but yeah,
felt authentic.
it just felt like, yeah, I love that. And then like you guys said, a lot of the banter. I even liked, so I love the way they started and ended the movie.
I did too.
Yeah, with the beautiful shot with the tree and this
Yeah.
dude sleeping.
Or
or
I felt
whatever.
really bad for him because all he wanted to do was fucking sleep, and this nigga gonna pick him to go along with the mission.
And I like that though, because it was kind of like, he's like, oh man, I'm sorry. I thought we were just gonna get called to go eat.
Yeah, we're talking-
Right.
well, they're even talking about food on the way there.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh man, I'm so hungry. Yeah, man. Yo, well, usually for these, we got to go and, get food. So he really did just want to be like, hey, man, you want to eat?
Yeah,
Just get his
that
boy.
sucked, right?
Yeah.
Why the fuck did you pick me? My bad.
Sleeping
Yeah.
under a fucking
And,
tree.
and it seemed like they were friends, but it seemed like they were fucking like fucking bros. Like it just
Right.
felt like they knew each other, they're in the same
Yeah.
battalion, and like whatever.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, man?
But they were cool, yeah.
Yeah, they were cool, but they were like ride or die. Like, and even at the end when he was just like, in the middle where he said, "Yo, you can go back," and he's like, "Nah, man, I'm already fucking.
We're
I'm
already here.
We
The
already
fuck?
in this shit." Yeah,
I just crossed all of that shit. I got dust in my eyes.
yeah.
That scene.
Oh man, so intense.
The whole movie was nerve wracking. Well, most of the movie
Yeah.
was nerve wracking.
It was
because it felt like anything could happen at any fucking
Yeah,
moment.
when they were going through no man's land, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Someone gonna start shooting. Are they really gone?
I knew they were. I had a feeling they were really gone, but I thought maybe there's some stragglers.
That's what I thought. Like
Yeah.
someone was still there.
I'm like, there's a German stuck in that barbed wire that's been waiting all day to cap someone, and I'm just like, yo. And man, I actually screamed at the theater and went, oh, when he got his hand like stabbed and he put it
Put it
into
in the fucking body. Come this fucker next to him. I'm like, damn, he's really pissed me with
Yeah.
this guy.
because I'm like, oh, that's tetanus. And then I saw that and I went, that's some kind of that's some shit right there.
Yeah, even the look on his face when he looked at this guy after he put his hand in the fucking body.
Yeah, because he pushed him. I think that's what it was. He like
Yeah.
nudged
She
him.
like
He
nudged
went,
them.
He went, this son of a bitch.
I died, nigga.
Oh, before that, I actually really liked the character that they met in the trenches. The one that I guess was like the captain of that area.
The guy from
Who was sick of the
Fleabag.
shit and
The-
didn't
the-
expect him to live?
Yeah, the Moriarty guy. Dude,
Yeah.
he was so like, you guys are fucking stupid. Just talking shit.
Yeah,
And he's like, here's some flares. When you're dying, can you throw them over?
but
Yeah, he had no fucking hope for him.
what's funny is that immediately, as soon as he says, "Hey, where to go," it immediately sends you on a path of dread. Like the first thing you see is like a dead horse, and you're like, "Fuck!" Like shit,
Oh, right. Yeah.
like shit went down.
Are we
like,
gonna get shot at
Yeah.
once we start walking?
I did also like how, because that was one of the things I remember them saying a while ago when they were making Call of Duty games or Battlefield games. They're saying that making a World War I game is so hard because a lot of it was trench warfare, which is literally just we're sitting here and we're waiting all day.
Yeah.
So you got to see that when they're walking through, you see people sleeping. They're leaned up against the sandbags.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man,
There's a lot of fucking extras in this movie.
you're just waiting. And then the mustard gas and all that shit. So like the gas, that will kill you and all that. So I'm just like, man, this just sucked. Like there was no fighting. It was just waiting to die.
Yeah.
Almost. So like you said, the sense of dread, it was all there looking at that. So.
especially at towards the end when like
Oh
they
my
were in the
fucking
trenches.
goodness.
and everything was fine. But the minute they like stepped out, it's like gunfire, grenades, like
movie was so
missiles, and you're like, oh shit, like being in the trenches is like the only safe haven you
It wasn't
have.
even that safe though.
No, it wasn't. Of
At
course
least
not.
not if you're like right in front of the trenches. Yeah.
They did such a beautiful job of not making the movie like monotone. So every time they jumped to a next section, it was like visually different.
Right.
So
Yeah.
like you see, you know, the tree in the
It
beginning.
felt kind of like a game. Like
Right,
you're,
yeah.
you're always at a different level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, man, his level design's great. You know, like, oh, you could tell which chapter is which, you know,
Yeah.
because of how it looked. There's so many things that were different.
Yeah.
There
Even
was,
the trenches from the first trench to the last trench,
Yes.
the ground is different. Like it's a different color. It's a different texture.
Yeah. Because I think the last trench was like a trench they made like immediately.
Yeah.
While the other one was like
It
they've
looked-
been there.
It looked
been
fresh.
there.
Yeah,
They-
the
yeah.
last trench looked fucking fresh.
Yeah, it was a fresh trench. Yeah.
Yeah.
And these were like people living there for who knows how long.
Yeah.
Well, they even said it. We've been fighting over inches for months
Yeah.
or weeks
We
or
fought
whatever.
for this for months or whatever.
And then
yeah.
suddenly they give us miles, and it's like it's a fucking trap. So such a good scene. My favorite scene by far though was the freaking when the flare like went up when he wakes up at night and you see the flare like lighting everything up, and I was just
That
like, holy
was
shit!
beautiful.
And then you see the flames, and I'm like, this is hell. This was like
Oh, when he bumps his head and he wakes up.
yeah, when he wakes
Yeah.
up there,
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, such a great.
That alone. I was
that
like, fuck,
fight was
Oscar.
intense though.
That's
That
it.
fucking
Dude, he's
him and
running.
the sniper.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, it's like when the flare was there, he was hiding. So he would fall down to the ground when the flare was up, so they wouldn't see him. But after a while, he was probably just like, "Fuck it, let me just beeline through it." But everyone was shooting at him. I was just like, "Oh my
coming
god!"
out of nowhere, start
Yeah.
shooting at him. Yeah.
That was such a great scene. Pretty much the whole time, I was like nervous at the edge of my seat.
Yeah, I thought that they were gonna be together longer.
Oh yeah, let's backtrack a bit. I thought the same.
Yeah.
The trailers did such a good job because I watched quite a few trailers for it. They did such a good job of splicing it in a way to look like they're together the entire movie. And then I was like, this dude died halfway into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was saying, I thought the other guy was gonna die. I thought,
He took the blonde one.
yeah, I thought the blonde was gonna. I thought the regular guy, he seemed like the guy with less experience. So I thought his inexperience was gonna kill the other guy, and then that would get him to like smarten up.
to grow up or
Yeah,
whatever.
to grow
Right,
up
yeah.
as the battle's happening. But no, his fuck up ended his own life.
By the way,
Yeah.
did you guys recognize him? The young kid? He's Tommen from Game of Thrones.
You serious?
Yeah, he's grown up.
He's grown as fuck.
He's grown up and a little huskier, but I was like, oh shit, it's totally him.
Maybe it's because he is huskier, but I didn't
I didn't see it either.
see that at all.
I mean, I loved his acting. I fucking like.
Yeah, they
thought it
both
was-
did good.
Yeah, I think they both did phenomenal. It's funny because I was thinking about like award season. I'm like, it's gonna win cinematography for sure. It's gonna win.
Yeah.
probably.
It has to. There's no way
Director
it doesn't.
too, man. Think about it.
Director, yeah.
Directing that shit. I mean, come
right.
on.
But acting wise, I felt like they both did an amazing job. I just right now with Joaquin like sweeping.
Oh no, of course. When I look at who got nominated, I'm like, yeah, you guys couldn't have made it up there, but you guys did great.
You guys for sure. I
guys
mean,
did
that's
good.
gonna open a lot of doors for them for sure.
Did the cameos kind of get you out of the movie, or a little bit,
They
right?
threw me
Kind of
off.
because they're not. They're just there to sell the movie. Like I
Yeah.
seen fucking Cumberbatch on like fucking posters and shit.
Right,
So I
right.
knew he was in there.
So it's just
Yeah,
like
I knew he was in there, and then I saw Mark Strong. I recognized his voice first because they didn't show his face.
Yeah.
and I'm like, it's fucking Mark Strong. This is Merlin from Kingsman and all
Yeah.
that. I'm like, there it is. And then I was like, oh, there, yep, that's him.
yeah.
yeah.
But I
I
liked
don't think they needed all those cameos.
they did it. They
they-
didn't.
Yeah, it was just because he's like a famous director, and everyone was probably like, yo, I want to be in your next movie. And he's like, nah, man, the main ones are young kids because they got to be young. And they're like, oh, just put me in there. All right,
I'll
all right.
put you in
Put me in,
these-
coach. All right, just be this annoying guy in the trenches. You be this other one, and
Yeah, and,
And
what's his name at
Cumberbatch?
the end,
Richard Madsen.
He's like, oh, he looks
Yeah.
like me, but taller or some shit. Like, no, he
He
did
don't
not.
look nothing
No,
like
he did
you.
not look like you.
Hey, immediately recognized him too. Oh, hey, your brother. Are you so and so? How the hell?
They don't look.
This
anything
man
alike.
is chiseled. The other guy was nothing.
Yeah, he looks just like me. No, he does not.
You guys are both from Game of Thrones, but that's about it. Like,
He-
I liked certain things that the movie kind of built up to. So like the blonde kid, the main one, I guess now I'm gonna call him the main one because it's the one we followed. He gets all that dirt and shit in his eyes, so he runs out of all the water to like clean his eyes out
Where you going?
yeah.
to then get the milk to then use the milk for something important. So I was just like, oh, it's kind of cool how all that kind of carried over, and it was like it was meant to be.
It all, yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like this was his mission. It was meant for him to do all that shit.
Together, just to at least save her for like a little bit, at least, or whatever. So,
Yeah. It was intense though, that part where like it collapses, like the trenches, whatever. Like that was fucking intense. Where like
The fucking rat.
the rat, and you're like,
Did-
shit, don't move.
Did you guys jump in that part?
Fuck yeah.
Because every
That
time
shit came out of
I saw
nowhere.
that shit in Dolby. That shit was loud.
yeah, I saw it in Dolby too. That shit blew my
I'm
eardrum
glad
out.
I saw it in fucking Dolby.
No, it's
The sound.
Well,
I couldn't imagine just seeing it just regular.
When I saw the rat, I'm like, oh shit, that rat is gonna flip the trip, boom, and I'm like, oh, I didn't think it was gonna happen this second.
yeah.
I thought there was gonna be some more like suspense, like oh, there he comes, and then it does it. But dude, it was immediately.
when he was
Yeah.
buried, I was like, he's dead.
yeah, I thought he was dead too.
I thought he was dead. Like I didn't think he was gonna come back, and then he like fucking
I was
gasped for
like,
air.
damn,
Like,
that
oh,
was
fuck.
fast as fuck.
No, when I saw that, I'm like, nah, he'll be fine. Well, then again, the same thing when this kid, when Toman, I'm just gonna call him Toman now. When Toman gets fucking shanked, saving the German, I'm like, yeah, he'll walk that off. And he stood up, and I saw all that blood. I'm like, he ain't walking that off.
No, there's no way. He couldn't even walk
Yeah,
anymore.
And then he's lifting. He was like, just stop. I'm like, oh shit.
I did just love that scene, just the scene of the dog fight and then the plane going.
Oh yeah,
down.
and they're just
Yeah.
watching like, oh yeah, we're winning. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy. I was just like, fuck.
I just don't know why he would have tried to save that guy.
He was just being
You've
a
been
nice
fighting
guy.
Germans this whole time.
Nah, I think it was just kind of like
The lack of experience.
The lack of experience, but also their kids. Like it's like
The
like
kids, it's
they didn't sign up for like to kill people.
The
They-
other guy has like more, he kind of knows.
Naive
He
is
knew,
the word I'm
like,
saying.
yeah, like,
naive.
more naive.
Yeah, because this guy he fought, he won medals, he's got a family, and he pretty much like detached himself from his family. Because just by the dialogue, you can tell that he hates being reminded of his family, so that
Right,
he can
yeah.
just get through it.
Yeah,
Because they mention, oh, you got a daughter, and he just like shrugs it off. Or like when he's holding the kid, you see him kind of like kind of freak out, like, oh shit, fuck,
Yeah.
I got a family waiting for me. Now I got to think about that now.
yeah.
I'm
Because he
fucked.
mentioned like the worst thing was like leaving again, like leaving them
right.
again. So he's just like, I don't want to be here, but fuck, like I know,
Yeah,
I know what it is to be like in war. Because he said like he got a medal for like
right, which he just pawned off for wine because he
Yeah.
doesn't give a shit.
He
He's
doesn't give a
one
shit.
of those like, I don't need this.
yeah, and it makes sense, dude. Like it's just like we put like literally kids in the middle of like the most terrible situation that you could possibly imagine.
That
you
they
know?
were drafted into.
yeah.
They didn't want to be there at all.
Yeah,
It's not like they're like, sign me up, coach. No, it was like, no, I really don't want to be here. Oh
Pull
shit.
from their homes and yeah, that's just
So-
crazy.
So I really felt that the movie did a good job of doing that, especially the scene where they're all just sitting there listening to the guy sing.
I love that scene.
I really like that scene.
It's just because at that point he has been through so fucking.
He was
much.
exhausted. He was gonna
Yeah.
die. He was like passed out. I was like, if he fall asleep right now, I mean, fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean, there was that time where he like literally fell asleep in the water and like and, like,
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
and, like oh shit, that's it. He gave up. He
Game over.
literally ran out of batteries in the fucking water and almost
I
drowned.
don't remember if that was the
First time he
exact.
got the laid, like really just laid back, and he was like, "Fuck, I'm out of this."
Yeah.
I don't remember if that was the exact same scene where. No, I don't think it was. So after he was running through like the city or
Yeah.
the town or whatever,
Yeah.
and then he goes into that river and it's just full of all those dead bodies. I was just like, holy shit.
No, that was after, I think that's right when he's about to get out.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that same scene then.
Yeah, that's when he's about to get out. Cause that
And
one
I think he thinks it's all over because he sees all the bodies and he's like, "Fuck, I failed my mission." And then that's when he runs into the guys in the woods or whatever and the singing. He's like, "Oh shit,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is them!"
Yeah.
And he starts hauling ass.
yeah.
Man, I was so fucking anxious when he was like running through the battlefield.
When he's running through the trenches first and he's trying to get, and he's asked like 3 people, "Are you the captain?" No, he's
These
over
niggas
there.
don't give a fuck.
Are you the captain? No, he's over there. What the fuck is the captain?
Yeah.
He's on the other side. And he just goes, all right, here we go.
Hey, they don't do it.
Yo, when I saw that, I was like, oh my God.
But you see like fucking soldiers like running to like the
So I was reading this too. It wasn't planned that he would bump into those guys. That was just the extras really bumping into him.
That shit was great, man.
I'm just like, this is amazing because it added to it. Like it added to
Yeah.
the real. If he wouldn't have got hit at all, I would have been like, oh, this is bullshit.
He's like
But
a
he was,
fucking football player. He's a running back. That
he was
shit
like,
doesn't make any sense.
he was like bumping into all of them. I thought he was gonna get bayoneted. I was
Yeah.
like, this
That's
is,
what I thought was gonna happen too.
oh, this guy's gonna get shanked. All the random shit that's happening to him.
It's so crazy that like the warfare was that like fuck, I'm gonna send 100 guys. Most of them are gonna die, but some are gonna like reach
Make
the
it
next
through.
side and like kill a few, and then eventually we'll like be able
Right.
to like fully progress.
With numbers, we'll be able to do
That
this.
is so insane.
Yeah,
That
so,
is-
so it's like wave 1, you guys are dead, but at least you'll whittle them down for wave 2.
that's fucking
and
insane.
wave 2, you might die too, but at least you'll whittle them down for wave 3.
I can't imagine being that kind of setting. Like,
It's
oh
just
yeah,
bodies upon bodies.
That's awesome. Let me just go do that. I'm like, nah, fuck this. I'll just kill myself. Like, there's no point. Like, or just deal with the consequences of like being like arrested, like being
Yeah, it was crazy.
rather than fucking
rather than going
certain death.
fucking. They were getting what? It was like missiles dropping on them, dude. Bombs dropping on them.
There was There was a scene earlier where Mark Strong's character was like, "Oh, you're gonna send a message to this guy, to the general. Well, make sure you have an audience when you do that.
Yeah.
like, well, make sure you have witnesses."
Yeah.
As soon as they said that, I'm like, "Oh, this is Cumberbatch's character," because I saw him from the trailers, and he's not gonna back down. So when I saw that scene coming in, and then he's like bullshit, he's like, "Oh, bullshit, whatever," and I'm like, "Oh, fuck, he's not gonna stop the attack. This is gonna be one of those bad endings where everyone just dies." But,
Yeah.
but he ended up changing his mind. But the whole time I'm thinking, "Shit, he's not gonna do it."
Yeah, it felt that way. Like
Yeah.
even though like he was in for 5 seconds, it was a great performance by him.
I felt like a long ass like 5 seconds. Then if that's how long it took us, I was just like, "Oh my god."
No, yeah, it was a couple minutes, but it was a great performance that he had.
Oh,
for those-
that I thought you meant like him convincing him. Like him convincing him, it felt like it took. I was like, "Oh my god, that first wave is already dying."
they're
'Cause-
dead. Like, at least save the second wave.
And then when he finds out, oh, he was in the first wave, and you're like, "Oh my god!" So then you're trying to figure out whether he's alive or not.
Yeah.
Man, that was so crazy. There's just so much suspense the entire time. Even when the battle was over, there was still suspense in like, is the brother alive? All of this for nothing. So
He's walking through like a tent and seeing all the people that have got.
yeah, dude, the amount of
fucked up.
extras. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was
They had to have
insane.
a lot of extras in that movie because that shit
So good.
just everywhere.
There must have been so much CG that you just don't realize because it
Yeah.
was just that well made and timed with practical effects. But yeah, I love that, and especially the way they ended at the end. He just goes right back to the tree and he just starts writing to the mom. So I was like, "Fuck, such a great movie, dude." So good, and it was such a simple story.
Yeah,
it wasn't
It was a
anything
really
crazy.
simple story. I just got it. We got to get there and stop these guys.
Yeah, and it's just on the way you run into all kinds of shit. You get conversations with all these people, like, and in the quiet moments, like where he's taking care of the kid or where he's in the Jeep, kind of like with the people, like those quiet moments that all just added to it, added more to the setting. So
Yeah, because it felt like he was still like dealing with them. He just lost the only guy he was on this fucking mission with.
Yeah.
And the rest of these guys are just talking and bullshitting and having all this
Yeah,
fun,
they-
and he's just sitting there.
yeah,
I mean, he's obviously the odd man out, and then they realize that they're just like, "What the fuck is your deal?"
but
Yeah.
but also I took it the way he took it as it's like, yo, I like my bro. Obviously, we knew they weren't bros, but
But
still,
they were cool.
still,
Yeah, they were
But,
cool.
but the ones in the Jeep were all chummy, and he's just like, my chum is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I took it a lot of like, it was a lot of that was the scene where he starts getting the realization that he's alone now. So it was just like, shit, that was intense.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was just like, I mean, it made for a better movie, but I was just like, well, Mark Strong knows that his boy's dead. Yo, give him one of your boys to go with you. Like, finish the mission. Like, oh hey, you're about to. Because Mark Strong knows he's about to see some shit. Like
That part threw me off though.
Because I knew that like the drop off, like he knew like, hey, you're about to go into this is territory basically. Like,
Oh right, yeah.
He knew that.
Yeah, he's like, stop me, you sure? All right, you're about to go in. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So
true.
as a just a character now, I'm surprised that he just like, hey, such and such, this is your mission now. Follow this guy. Make sure he gets there safely.
And he's probably like, I need enough men for my shit.
Yeah,
Because
but he
those
had-
men are supposed to protect whoever they were escorting, which was another high up guy.
Yeah, but he had fucking like
They had a lot of
jeeps upon
Yeah, but it
jeeps
was
of
like
men.
all these guys, like, couldn't they have just hitched a ride with the guys from the get go? They seemed like they were pretty close.
Yeah.
Well, they were on the other side of no man's
I think,
land.
it looked like
No, they said they were weeks out.
yeah.
He had mentioned it. They're like, oh, we're not going to be there for another like weeks, and he's like, well, this is where I go.
Yeah, it looked more like he was going west and they were going east. Like the way that they were driving, it didn't look like they were going the same way. Like he went like left and then they went north.
Yeah, they
so
went
like
total-
It's been like just died, and 2 seconds later, a whole company of people just show up.
Yeah,
yeah, but it was they stopped because there was a log in the way. That was very like just serendipitous in that sense.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if like you said, it felt like a fucking video game. Like here's the next.
they mentioned that they went in that direction because of the dogfight.
The planes.
So they probably saw the dogfights, like, oh, let's drive in that area, see what's going on, and that's so. Yeah, of course, it's serendipitous because it's all lined
Yeah.
up, and it all feels like it was so close to each other. But
Yeah.
still, it all still made sense,
It
and,
did.
and we didn't have to wait that long for constant like
Action,
stories.
yeah.
Changes in the story.
Of course, yeah. I mean, it made sense because like you said, every scene or every like couple minutes there was a new scenery.
Yeah,
and that allowed it to like fast forward.
Like you can go, oh, checkpoint.
Yeah, fast travel.
Yeah, this is your auto save. So if you die, you start right back here. Like it was easy to tell.
Yeah.
Did you guys think he got shot when he before he like got knocked out? That scene where
No, I was
where,
pretty sure it was the helmet.
where he kills the sniper and then he walks in and you just see pop.
Oh yeah.
No, I was pretty sure. Yeah,
That was pretty sure too. I was like, oh man. I was like, thank God for that fucking.
But I
helmet.
yelled though. I was like, oh shit! Like I didn't see that coming. I
didn't-
was
Yeah, I didn't see that
I
coming.
didn't
And then when
see
I did the camera cut, I'm like, they broke the rule. Like, oh well, he passed out, of course.
I thought,
Exactly. It's
I thought
not
it was,
really breaking the rule because
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
knocked out.
Yeah, because you're in their point of view or his point of view. So.
Yeah, I thought like he was gonna go get to the place and the guy was gonna like open the door and the guy would have been dead. And you're like, all right,
Either
cool.
dead or they're gonna fight. I didn't think he was gonna get fucking shot as soon as he opened the door.
Yeah,
But that guy was dying anyways. Because as soon as he woke up, there he was, just dead in the corner.
I kind of like the way they did that too. When he wakes up and looks out the window, and like the camera goes down, and then you see him like walking through that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Which is a cut, I'm sure.
yeah, of course.
Positive it was a cut, but it was a really
Yeah,
well done
it
scene.
was a great scene.
I mean, I remember there was a part where I think like they're walking up like a hill, like right in the beginning, and it focused more on like the terrain and not them, and then
Definitely.
it
cut.
goes back, and then you see them walking in,
Yep,
in
yep.
another setting. It's like, okay, obviously you guys
Yeah.
moved from one location to the next location in terms of a set, in
But-
terms of the set piece.
I don't know, man. Directing, they need to win directing because imagine directing this chaos.
That shit was-
Even honestly, I would even go so far as say the screenwriting is amazing because you have to write all of these moments to make them all make sense. And the movie didn't feel, like I said, it didn't feel like a monotone movie. Everything was very different
Yeah.
from
Right.
itself. That to me is amazing screenwriting to be able to put all of that in there. So I don't know. I got a feeling this movie's gonna win a fuck ton of Oscars.
No, I
should-
mean, I think it
it would
should,
deserve it.
honestly.
It won a fuck ton of Golden Globes. I think it won every Golden Globe it was nominated for or something crazy like that. So they swept it big time, and I think that they're gonna sweep the Oscars.
I wouldn't be surprised. They did a really good job with this movie.
Just technical aspects, just,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, on a just like on a film study wise, like
Yeah.
I could see this being like looked at in like in schools and like filmmakers, and yeah, it's a phenomenal.
And everyone
movie.
says the same thing. It just does an amazing job of making you feel like you're there. Like
Yeah.
no one wants to be there, but if you're there for the ride, you're just like, wow, I don't want to do this.
yeah, I
ever.
would never.
Never.
ever
So
Like,
wanna
oh,
do
time to
that
get
shit.
drafted. Fuck that. I saw 1917. I ain't doing that shit. Like, you know?
Yeah.
So, and then you just feel like, damn, people that did do this, fuck, props to them because that's
Yeah,
that's
I mean, of
insanity,
course.
dude.
People did that shit and survived.
Yeah,
Like you have to come back broken. There's no way you don't come back
Yeah.
fucked up.
exactly. It did a great job just showing that. You're just like, look at all. Even when you see the tent of all the injured at the end, you're just like, look at this shit. For what? For a first wave of a fight that you're just like, oh, we give up. JK, they called the battle out.
Yeah.
We just lost. I don't know.
All these guys for nothing.
for nothing. Yeah.
I mean, warfare now must be insane because now it's just everything's just drones and like just technology wise.
But there's still bad calls and stuff like
Of
that.
course,
It just might not be in an extent as big as what we watched.
yeah.
But there's still that.
Yeah.
So, man. Yeah, the more I talk about it, I fucking love that movie. I want to see it again.
It's such a good
In
movie.
Dolby.
It's not in Dolby no
Yeah.
more, but Bad Boys
Oh,
is
you're
though.
right. It's not in Dolby.
But it's- but
Fucking
yeah.
Bad Boys in Dolby now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So sorry.
It's not even in theaters anymore, I don't think. 1917.
No.
I'm pretty sure it's still in theaters.
Nah, because I was checking. 'Cause I might have still seen it one more time,
Mm.
but I couldn't find.
so
Or
damn
maybe
good.
I was just looking at Aventura.
That's a movie I would buy. I'm not into buying movies lately, but
I mean, at this point, honestly, there's no point. I don't think so because everything is streamable.
Streaming.
right.
There's always somewhere you can stream it.
But if I were to buy, this would be one of them.
Yeah.
Not Bad Boys?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Nah, but this would be worth a buy though.
No,
Not
no,
for me, but I
it's-
could understand.
Yeah,
it.
it's
Mhm.
it's a phenomenal movie for sure.
Can't wait to see what else Sam Mendes got. Because if he,
Yeah,
if he
he's got this kind of talent. Shit.
hell yeah.
Because Skyfall was good, but
Skyfall was the best one, wasn't it?
Skyfall is the best Daniel Craig movie.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig Bond movie.
I think Casino Royale is the best one.
Casino Royale is a close second.
I agree.
Spectre is easily the worst.
There's 4 right now.
No, I think Quantum is the worst.
Quantum and Casino Royale are practically like the same movie. That
Right.
I kind of put them together.
I honestly, not to get in a tangent on James Bond, but I honestly don't think that they're that good of like this new franchise, this new.
What?
You're insane, and this new one looks amazing. But that's
But they all look really good in the trailers.
They always look good.
The
in
trailers
trailers.
always look really
But
good.
Yeah, the new one looks so good though.
To me, I feel like I only watched Pierce and Daniel Craig, so I would give it to Pierce. I enjoy those movies more.
I grew up on Pierce as the Bond, and he was my favorite for a long time. But Craig is miles better.
Sean Connery's my guy, but Daniel Craig's amazing.
But this is one hell of a tangent, though.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is. All right. So, anything to add about 1917?
Nah, but everybody should watch it, and
For sure.
with a nice stereo system, preferably. 'cause the
Yes,
sound
Yeah.
is
hell yes,
incredible.
Bust those eardrums.
For sure. If you can still watch it in theaters, which I'm pretty sure you can still find it in many theaters, give it a look. And that ends our review of the movie, guys. If you like what we said, like what we talked about, give us a like on our social media. We're on Popcorn Heroes on Instagram and on Facebook. And we'll catch you next time on another episode of Popcorn Heroes.
Bye-bye.
I'll show.
Later.